Top 10 Brain Myths Debunked. Do we really only use 10%? The human brain is the single most complex object in the known universe. Weighing just 3 pounds, this intricate living computer contains an estimated 86 billion neurons, each capable of forming thousands of connections, creating a network of trillions of synapses. It is the source of our thoughts, our art, our love, and our deepest mysteries. Given this profound complexity, it's no surprise that the brain is also the subject of a massive amount of folklore. We've all heard them: pop psychology, facts, and neuromyths that get repeated so often they become a substitute for the truth. These myths range from the seemingly harmless to the genuinely misleading. But what is the truth? As neuroscience advances, we are finally able to pull back the curtain and separate fact from fiction. The most famous myth of all, the one that launched movies and self-help empires, is that we only use 10% of our brains. Is it true? Let's dive in and debunk that one, along with 9 other persistent myths about the grey matter that makes you you. Chapter 1. The myth: we only use 10% of our brains. This is the godfather of all brain myths, the idea that 90% of our magnificent brain lies dormant, a vast untapped potential just waiting to be unlocked, perhaps by a magic pill, as seen in the movie Limitless. The truth, thankfully, is far more impressive. We use 100% of our brains. Modern brain imaging techniques like functional magnetic resonance imaging and positron emission tomography scans show that the entire brain is active, even when we are asleep or at rest. No single area is ever completely off. Think of your brain like an office building. Just because not every single employee is speaking on the phone at the exact same moment doesn't mean 90% of the staff is useless. The finance department is busy at the end of the quarter, the marketing team is active during a product launch, and the maintenance crew works at night. Your brain is the same. Different networks are called upon for different tasks. Vision, movement, abstract thought, and memory all have their departments. The brain is also incredibly efficient. It wouldn't have evolved to be so large, consuming 20% of our body's energy if 90% of it was dead weight. This myth's origin is murky, sometimes misattributed to Albert Einstein or psychologist William James, but it was likely a misunderstanding of early neuroscience, where scientists, unsure of the function of the vast frontal lobes, made a wild guess. Nakshakaza 2. The myth: you're either left-brained, logical, or right-brained, creative. This is one of the most popular personality tropes in existence. The logical, analytical, math and language person is left-brained. The creative, intuitive, artistic person is right-brained. It's a tidy way to categorize ourselves and others. Like many myths, it's born from a kernel of real science. In the 1960s, Roger Sperry's research on split-brain patients whose corpus callosum, the bundle of nerves connecting the hemispheres, was severed, revealed that the 2 sides of the brain do have specializations. This is called lateralization. For most people, language and speech are heavily localized in the left hemisphere, while spatial reasoning and emotional processing are more dominant in the right. But specialization is not dominance. You don't use one side more than the other. Any complex task, especially creative thinking or logical problem-solving, requires both hemispheres to work together, communicating constantly. Logic needs a creative spark, and art requires structure and logic. A 2013 study scanned over 1,000 brains and found no evidence for dominant brain networks on one side or the other. You are not left-brained or right-brained, you are whole-brained. Tatra 3. The myth: brain damage is always permanent. For centuries, it was believed that the adult brain was a static, fixed machine. If a part was broken, that was it. This fatalistic view saw brain damage from a stroke or injury as a lifelong, unchangeable sentence. Today, we know this is profoundly untrue, thanks to one of the most exciting concepts in all of neuroscience: neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. It's the plastic in the name. It's moldable, not rigid. When one part of the brain is damaged, other areas can, with time and rehabilitation, take over the lost function. The brain reroutes its own wiring. Think of it like a city's road network. If a major bridge collapses, traffic is a disaster. But over time, the city's engineers can build new bypasses, widen smaller streets, and reroute traffic flow until the city is functional again. This is what happens in physical therapy after a stroke. Patients aren't regrowing the damaged brain tissue, but they are training other parts of their brain to pick up the slack. This adaptability is the brain's greatest superpower. 4. The myth: drinking alcohol kills brain cells. This myth was likely started as a scare tactic, and it's highly effective. We've all felt a bit fuzzy after a night of drinking and worried we've done permanent damage. Here's the good news. In moderation, alcohol does not kill neurons. You are not carpet bombing your brain with every beer. However, alcohol is a neurotoxin, and it does cause damage. Instead of killing the cell itself, it primarily damages the dendrites, the branch-like connectors at the end of neurons that receive messages. This interferes with synaptic communication, leading to the cognitive and motor impairment we associate with being drunk. For moderate drinkers, this damage is largely reversible. The myth becomes a harsh reality, however, in cases of chronic, heavy alcohol abuse. Long-term alcoholism can lead to severe brain atrophy or shrinkage, and devastating neurological disorders like Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, a memory-destroying condition caused by a severe thiamine or vitamin B1 deficiency linked to alcohol abuse. So while a single drink isn't killing cells, long-term abuse is absolutely catastrophic for brain health. 5. The myth: you have a specific learning style. You've probably taken the quiz. Are you a visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learner? It feels intuitively right. We all have preferences for how we like to receive information. But the learning styles myth goes one step further, claiming that you learn better and retain more information if it's presented in your preferred style. This is one of the most studied and most debunked neuromyths. Despite decades of research, there is zero scientific evidence that tailoring lessons to a specific learning style improves learning outcomes. In fact, a 2018 review by the Association for Psychological Science concluded that the learning styles approach is ineffective and a waste of resources. The truth is that we all learn best when information is presented in multiple ways. This is called multimodal learning. You'll remember a concept better if you see it, hear it explained, and perform an activity related to it. The content itself is what matters. You can't learn geometry without seeing the shapes, just as you can't learn a language without hearing it. The danger of this myth is that it gives us a fixed mindset. I can't learn math, I'm a visual learner. It's an excuse, not a reality. Debunking 6. The myth: listening to Mozart makes babies smarter. In the 1990s, the Mozart effect was a full-blown cultural phenomenon. Based on a single study, parents rushed to buy classical music CDs, and some state governments even passed laws to have classical music played in childcare centers, all in the hope of boosting their children's IQs. The problem? The original 1993 study wasn't even on babies. It was conducted on 36 college students, and it didn't make them smarter. It found a temporary 10 to 15-minute improvement in a single task, spatial temporal reasoning, like paper folding. The effect was small and has been difficult to replicate. There is no evidence that passively listening to Mozart as a baby has any long-term effect on intelligence. What is true is that musical training, the active, disciplined practice of learning to play an instrument, has profound and lasting benefits for the brain. It improves memory, executive function, and language skills. So don't just play music for your child, encourage them to make it. 7. The myth: humans can effectively multitask. In our hyper-connected world, multitasking is worn as a badge of honor. We text while walking, check email during a Zoom meeting, and scroll Instagram while watching a movie. We think we're doing 2 or 3 or 4 things at once. We're not. The human brain is not a parallel processor. It is a serial processor. We cannot multitask. We can only task switch. Think of it like a chef quickly switching between 2 frying pans. He's not stirring both at the exact same instant. He's rapidly diverting his attention from pan A to pan B and back again. Every time he switches, there is a cognitive cost. It takes a fraction of a second for his brain to disengage from the first task and engage with the second. This switching process slows you down, dramatically increases your error rate, and tanks your comprehension. This is precisely why texting and driving is so deadly. In that fraction of a second switch, you can miss a brake light or a pedestrian. Nokranzun 8. The myth: a bigger brain means higher intelligence. This myth seems logical: more brain, more smarts. But in the animal kingdom, and even among humans, this simply doesn't hold up. A sperm whale's brain is over 17 pounds, and an elephant's is around 11 pounds. Both are significantly larger than our 3-pound brain, but neither is building spaceships. Even among humans, brain size has a very weak correlation with intelligence. Albert Einstein's brain, for example, was slightly smaller than average. What matters is not the sheer size, but the structure and connectivity. Intelligence is a product of brain efficiency. It's about the complexity of the neural connections, the density of the synapses, and the intricate folding of the cortex, the wrinkled outer layer. These wrinkles, or gyri, dramatically increase the brain's surface area without increasing its volume, allowing for more processing power in a small package. It's not the size of the computer, but the power of its processor and the speed of its internal network. Takumamana 9. The myth: we only have 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. This list, first codified by Aristotle over 2,000 years ago, is what we're all taught in kindergarten. And it's completely, wildly incomplete. Our 5 senses are just our most obvious external senses. But what about all the internal ones? Your sense of balance and motion, controlled by the vestibular system in your inner ear, is what allows you to stand up straight. Your sense of body awareness, or proprioception, is what lets you touch your nose with your eyes closed. And it doesn't stop there. We also have thermoception, the sense of heat and cold; nociception, the sense of pain; interoception, the sense of your internal state, like hunger, thirst, or a full bladder, and even a sense of the passage of time. While scientists debate the exact number, it's clear we are navigating the world with far more than just 5 channels of information. Wahat 10. The myth: brain games make you smarter. The brain training industry is worth billions, promising that just a few minutes a day with their apps can boost memory, sharpen focus, and ward off cognitive decline. These games are popular because they feel productive. Here's the catch: brain games make you better at brain games. If you practice a digital memory game where you have to remember the location of items, you will get very good at that specific game. The problem is a concept called transfer. The skills you learn in the game almost never transfer to unrelated real-world tasks, like remembering your shopping list or the name of a new person you just met. What does work? What has broad, positive, and transferable effects on brain health? Novelty and challenge. Instead of a simple app, the best brain training is learning a complex new skill, like a musical instrument, a new language, or ballroom dancing. These activities engage multiple brain systems at once. Combine that with physical exercise, the #1 best thing you can do for your brain, and strong social connections, and you have a real, science-backed recipe for a healthier, sharper mind. Takaki Hadiya. Conclusion: the truth is more amazing than the myth. The brain is not a simple machine with a 10% on switch. It's not a neatly divided binary computer, and it's not a static, unchangeable organ. It is a dynamic, living, and stunningly adaptable network that we use fully every single day. By debunking these neuromyths, we replace folklore with something far more empowering: the truth. The truth is that your brain is plastic and can be rewired. The truth is that its health is in your hands, not through a brain training app, but through lifelong learning, physical activity, and new experiences. The real potential of our brains isn't some hidden 90% to be unlocked. It's the 100% we already have, and the endless, incredible ways we can choose to use it.